Aloha whiskey lovers, welcome to We Be Jellin'. I'm Jeff. In this video, I wanted to share with you something I did called an infinity bottle. So if you're like me and you enjoy trying different whiskeys and you always have that last sip in the bottom of the bottle, I saw this great idea on a YouTube channel that I like called the Whiskey Tribe, and they mentioned something called an infinity bottle. So essentially what you do is you have a nice bottle. So I happen to keep this Chestnut Farms bottle. I like it because it's painted. So I chose to use that as my infinity bottle. And basically you just put whatever's left in the bottom of your bottle that's too small of an amount to drink and enjoy. So you just keep adding it to your bottle. And as you try different whiskeys, as you can see here, you just keep adding things to it. So it's called an infinity bottle because essentially it'll never get empty, because every time you crack open a new bottle and get to the end, you just keep adding to the bottle. However, what I wanted to do was I didn't want to wait until I drank all of my bottles, and unfortunately, although I'm using their bottle, I didn't have any Chestnut Farms in here, which is a great whiskey too. But I did put about an ounce of everything on my shelf, with the exception of some of my more peated smoky scotches, because I didn't want that to overwhelm the bottle. So I'm going to read off what I've put in here, and so it's about an ounce of each. So I've got Four Roses Barrel Select. I have Blanton's, which you may know from John Wick. Long Branch, all right, because that's by Matthew McConaughey, partnering up with Wild Turkey. Got some Woodford Reserve in here. Got some 1792 cast strength. I have Barrel American Vatted single malt. I have Tin Cup. I have Balcones single malt. I have Glenlivet Master Distiller's Reserve. I have Cardew Game of Thrones edition, which is actually pretty good, although it was gimmicky, but it's actually good. Lafroig 10, one of my favorites. So I put that in there, and yes, it's an Islay, but it wasn't as strong as some of my heavily peated scotches, so I decided to put that in there. Some Japanese whiskeys, I got some Hibiki in here, Totori, Hatozaki, Akashi. I have Monkey Shoulder blended Scotch. I have Chivas Mizunara barrel, not the generic Chivas that your grandfather drank. I have some Green Spot in here, so I even got some Irish whiskey in here. If you remember from my previous video, got some Green Spot, got Rider's Tears. I even got a local Seattle bourbon in here, Backbeat bourbon, which is actually, it's all right. And then I got some Akintoshin in here. I do have some Matsui peated. Again, it wasn't that heavy, so I decided to let it mix in here. I have some Nika Taketsuru. I have Balcones pot stilled bourbon and Westward single malt. And so I put 1 ounce of each of those in this bottle here. And the interesting thing I wanted to do and compare why you see this other bottle is on Bespoke Post, which is like a dude's subscription program that I tried for a little while. I got this barrel. So it's essentially a white oak barrel. It was brand new oak to age whiskey in. So I mean, you leave your whiskey in the bottle on the shelf, it doesn't really age more. So even though you had it on there 10 years, it doesn't make a Lafroig 10 20 years old now. It was just in the jar. However, if you put whiskey into a barrel over time, and especially these smaller barrels, you might start to get some flavor nuances and some changes other than just evaporation that you get in a bottle. So what I did was I did the exact same blend of an infinity bottle, and prior to pouring it into this barrel, I took a bottle of sherry and I let the sherry sit in here for about a week and a half, so about 10 or 11 days. And then I took that out, and then I poured in my infinity bottle and then let that sit in there for about 2 weeks. I probably could have gone longer. Maybe on the next run I'll go longer, but I was just interested to see if it already start changing, being that it's a smaller barrel. They say that it's not like you have to leave it in there for years like you would, at someone who actually knows what they're doing in a distillery. So, so with that, I'll start with the non-sherried. So this is the original Infinity bottle. I'll give this a pour. It's so interesting. It's like you can smell so many different things going on, and which is why I didn't include the smoky peaty things, like the really, like I have some other things that are kind of really smoky and peaty that just would have overpowered it, even at just an ounce. But like even at like the only two things in here that are peaty, smoky would be the Lafroig and the Matsui peated, and there's already just a hint. There's a hint in there of Scotch. So, but then you can still smell like the sweetness of the bourbons. Yeah, it's just really nice, and just interesting to just mix all the things you like. You probably don't have to go as far out as I did with. I've got about 20 in here, right? You can play around and blend different whiskeys, 2 or 3 that you like. Here you go, let's give it a taste. I like it. It's like, just so interesting. Like, there's like so many flavors just trying to fight for the dominance, and I don't know if the mixture of proofs takes it down enough where you don't get the alcohol burn as much. It's just very flavorful. I think what stands out the most is I think because I got so many Japanese whiskeys and some scotches in here, it's kind of more towards the Scotch profile, I guess you could say. So I don't know. So depending on what you like to drink, you might get a different balance of things in there. So that said, I'm gonna clean my palate with some ionized essential water. Not a sponsor, but got one free the other day. So let's give it a shot. Oh, to open it up a little bit? Okay. Now I think about it, what I'm going to do too, I'm going to put a little bit more in there. So, you might see a lot of people, a lot of whiskey connoisseurs, they add a little bit of water to their whiskey, and you would think that, when you add, water to your whiskey, it's like you're trying to water it down. But in actuality, if you talk to people who know what they're talking about, so I'm going off of what little I know of it. But they say with the more oily whiskeys, adding a little bit of water in there, it's kind of like when you put oil and water in a cup. So it kind of separates some of the components of the whiskey. I'm not sure how it'll work with a blend, since I got some more oily whiskeys as well as just some plain bourbons in there and some Irish whiskeys. But let's see what that did to it. Wow. So the flavors just pop, which is odd, right? You'd think adding water to it would water it down, but yeah, I can't even describe it. It's just a really nice blend of flavors, and maybe a little bit of alcohol. Maybe that got watered out, and then the flavors are able to kind of just come through. But it's nice. I'm really happy with my infinity bottle. I don't know if I'll keep adding stuff to it. Like I just picked up some Macallan the other day, and another Glenlivet Caribbean. So I haven't added that in here yet, but I might just let this be and maybe start a different bottle. So with that said, let's move on to my 2-week aged infinity bottle in a sherry cask. So if I was to make a label, I guess it would be like infinity bottle sherry cask finish. So let's go ahead.
First time that you're gonna try it.
Oh yeah, and it's the first time I'm trying it. Thanks for the reminder, honey. So I haven't tried it yet. I did give it a sniff when I took it out of the barrel, but I did not. And a sniff out of the bottle. I didn't pour it in a cup and sniff it. So here we go. Yeah, and my cheap cork broke. Okay. The ethanol got stronger. I mean, like the alcohol. I don't know if it's the sherry or maybe it's sherry I'm smelling on that alcohol. Yeah, I think so. It's definitely different on the nose. Like I don't even smell the peaty, smoky whiskeys anymore. And it was only like literally like 14 days in the barrel. I'm just kind of curious if I should have left it longer. It might have been even more interesting. Alright, let me give this a sip. Wow, that changed. It's like I taste the wine. I taste the sherry more than anything. Not sure I like that. Let me try that again. Yeah, not sure I'm liking that. I guess the sherry was just soaked into the wood. It went so, I guess the volume of whiskey to the surface area was so close rather than like at a distillery where they'd have the regular sized barrels. So, you know, the surface area to liquid probably wouldn't be as overwhelming. The sherry kind of just overwhelmed it. It's not that it's not good, but it wouldn't be something I reach for, you know, all the time. So kind of disappointed in that, I will admit. But, you know, it's something I wanted to try to do. I might try the next one, so stay tuned. Maybe I'll just do one without the sherry in there, and maybe just a smaller blend of things. Maybe a more specific combination of a few things for some specific profiles. So I'll start playing with it more and do more videos on it. But as it stands right now, my etc infinity bottle in a sherry cask finish is definitely a 1 out of 5. Will not do this again. But yeah, thanks for watching. Please subscribe, like the video, check out our other videos, and yeah, sign up for notifications too, so you can see when I release more videos on poke or whiskey or food. So just stay tuned and check us out, because we be gelling. Aloha.